The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Monday, the 6th day of May 2024. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medicals, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamel Hartman, and Maya Palacio will be with you in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Yeah, I'm backed up this morning, folks. It's been a rough one. I'm telling you all about it so that you understand that the Monday blues don't escape any of us. My color's all done up and hey, but I'm here. I'm ready to start a really good week with all of you. It's going to be a phenomenal week. We're going to speak it into existence, but we've got to do the work. We've got to do the work. Just having a bit of trouble with Instagram. So if you usually tune in on Instagram, bear with us as we try to get you all hooked up to, do your thing as you some of you, prefer that platform. So we're going to continue trying to get Instagram up. How was everyone's weekend, though? I mean, it was a lot going on. 2 weekends in a row. You've been spoiled. You have been spoiled with things to do in Bermuda, which we're happy about because, there was a time. Well, I don't know if that time's done, but, people would say there's nothing to do in Bermuda but go to a bar and drink. And if that's your thing, ain't nobody judging you. I'm just saying. But there was a time when that's all that people felt there was to do in Bermuda. So hopefully everyone out there had a good weekend and you're happy to be back with us live this morning. Tanya Cheeseman, she says, morning, Jamel and Maya, a happy Monday to you. And Suzanne Ingham says, awesome Monday, Jamel. Awesome Monday to you as well. Suzanne, thank you for rocking with us. Everyone, thank you for rocking with us. Yeah, not sure what's happening with Instagram, but we'll keep trying for you all. Well, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today is we're gonna discuss how we can build on the success of the USATF and SailGP events. And the daily play. I have no road dog with me today, so someone gets today's question right, they'll be eligible for this week's prize. All right, so. You want to stay to the end so you can be eligible for this week's prize. Sunday, it's Mother's Day. We're going to do something special. I just thought of this, or I'm thinking of it as we speak. I can't say I thought of it. We're going to do something. We want to reward a mother. Yeah. Let's do this. Help me out, audience. This is what we're gonna do. If you know a mother who deserves a pampering, do us a favor. Go on our website, thedailyhour.com, right? And fill out the contact us, put in the title, Mother's Day Honoree, and just write one paragraph of why this person is deserving of a day of pampering. Do that. Let's do that. What are your thoughts, audience? You think we should do something awesome for someone out there? And leave it on you. Hopefully the person tunes into this show. We want to reward the audience. But yeah, if you know a mother out there in the TDH community that you believe is a fantastic mother, an awesome mother, send us a message. Go on our website, contact us, put Mother's Day honoree or something in the title, and let us know why this mother is deserving of a pampering. And we'll take her. We'll pick a winner on Friday. That's what we'll do. Hold me to it, because I might forget everything I just said. Everything after the show. So hold me to that. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, let's jump into today's conversation. So I got an email last week. I want to say I received an email, but let me just double check, because it may not have been me. It may have just come to my email inbox. Don't ask. Don't ask. But I got an email. It had something to do with the numbers from the USATF Grand Prix, right? And basically, it was numbers of how well they did last Sunday on NBC, what it meant. So forgive me. I probably could have and should have done this before the show, but things happen, right? Life happens. So we got an email, and it could have been in the media. I'm not too sure, but if I can't find it via email, I know I got it from a viewer via text as well. So, well, I'm just going to go to text. That's what I'll do. I'll just go to text, and we'll go to text, because that's what I did. Let's go to text. And last week, man, it's hard. Why you all don't even love me like that to be texting me so much? Okay, here we go. So there was a press release last week, BTA Online Newsroom, and it said NBC broadcast of USATF Bermuda Grand Prix increased viewership by 15%. Sorry, 50%, setting the stage for Summer Olympics. Record-breaking attendance and viewers witnessed Lyle's clinch top spot in 100 meters. Now, the Bermuda Tourism Authority is pleased to announce a successful USATF Bermuda Grand Prix in partnership with the Puma American Field Stadium on Sunday. According to the same-day data reports by NBC Sports, the event broadcast live on NBC and affiliates achieved heightened global attention for Bermuda, with an increase in viewership of 55% in the first hour and 132% over the entire show. This year's broadcast was up 20% from 2023, and the broadcast closed with a 0.77 rating, totaling 1.232 million viewers, indicating an exciting build-up to the Summer Olympic season. The event was the most viewed sport on Sunday outside of NBA, NHL playoffs, NASCAR Sunday Night Baseball, and PGA, ultimately becoming top-ranked event on an NBC Sports platform all weekend. Now, let's stop there. Question for you all. And be honest with me. Did you attend the USATF or SailGP events? Just be honest. Did you attend either or support them? Did you attend or support the USATF or SailGP events? Did you attend or support them? Yes, or just a quick yes or no. I'm not judging you if you say no. This is just a quick yes or no. Did you support in any way? Yes or no? We've got Suzanne Ingham. She says no. Tanya Cheeseman. Yes. Well, I didn't see you at there. You didn't see Maya and I. We were waving like Johnny Barnes over. I'm joking. We were working. Tanya Cheeseman was USATF. Manuela John said no. Didn't attend either. Karen Simmons says yes. USATF event. Janann Richardson says no. Hedeline Swan said nope. Angeline Butler says yes to USATF. All right, no judgment. Really just want to gauge and get an idea of who actually was in attendance. Now, question of the morning. How can Bermuda build on the success of the USATF and SailGP events? And keep in mind, success is subjective, right? So to some, it may not be successful. I just shared what the data that was provided to us, the numbers from viewership. Now, there are people, and I understand it. Larry mentioned it last week. How do we know if it's a success if the USATF did it drive more tourists, right? Well, was that the goal? Was exposure the goal? We don't necessarily know the goals, right? But if you got 1.2 million people looking, hopefully they saw Bermuda enough to want to come there, right? We all know how that works. I was speaking to a top CEO in Bermuda recently, and he impressed me because so many people are lost in the field of, like this data, like they numbers. And he's like, I don't care about that. I care about actually executing. Like, if there's 1 million people who are tuned in and only 10 people purchase a ticket to Bermuda, is it really worth it? Like, you get me? And those are the things that with this new age marketing, we focus on the wrong numbers, in my opinion, right? And it's social media hasn't made it any better. But all that to say, how can we build on it? Like, what do you think we can do to build on what is deemed success of the USATF and SailGP events? Because it can be said that Bermuda built on the America's Cup wave by having SailGP and USATF, right? It can be argued that these two things helped us. The America's Cup helped us have these two big sporting events. Now, whether or not these sporting events have equated to success for Bermuda and Bermudians, that's another show. But what are your thoughts? What do you think, audience? What do you think? How can we build on it? Like, what are some things, like what's an event you would like to see in Bermuda? A college bowl game? What are your thoughts? Give it to us. We can't sit on the side and just hope for the next thing. You're well-traveled people. You see what happens in other spaces in the world, right? Suzanne Ingham says, it's always awesome to be with you, TDH, every Monday to Friday. Thank you for your platform, Jamal. Thank you. It's our platform, Suzanne. It's yours too. But thank you for being a part of the platform. Jackie Eve also attended the USATF, she said. You went to, so those who went to you, no one seems to have seen did no one in the audience, yes or no, no one experienced the SailGP? Did anyone experience SailGP? Like, is there anyone out there that even drove across the Great Sound and saw sailboats flying in the water? That sounds so weird, sailboat flying, but you get my point. Did anyone? Like, audience, you all didn't do anything? I'm shocked. I thought that you guys were boat people. I thought you would have been on the water. I know my dad was he saw it because he had his binoculars. He puts the binoculars on so he can look across the water. But all right, so USATF it is. No one seemed to go to SailGP, right? So let's focus on USATF. How can Bermuda build on that? How can we attract the next big event to Bermuda? And what does that event look like? What does that event look like? Because if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, audience, I think contractually, this was the last year for USATF and SailGP. If I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, audience, but I think this was the last year. And truthfully, Bermuda cannot afford to lose two big events like that. We can't. Tanya Cheeseman said, extend the events for our special person athletes. So what do you mean by that, Tanya Cheeseman? Just elaborate a bit. Shika Reyna said her mom watched SailGP with binoculars. All right, your mom and my dad must be neighbors, friends, something. Yeah, that's what they do. Angeline Butler, she's in that too. She watched with binoculars. Shamari Sky said, I went. I thought it highlighted how much we are wasting the Morgan's Point property. It's a gorgeous property. Give us some ideas. Like, what can we do with it? What was the experience like for you? Is it something that you think we can do again? Because again, the contract's up. Do we want to keep pushing this and bringing this? And, Shamari, you come up with, I think they're great ideas all the time because you remove the box and you think beyond what people think. Bermuda needs something. We need something. We need that boost. What is something like I always thought before I began working in tourism, Bermuda needed a college bowl game. And I'm not saying it has to be a big bowl game like the Rose Bowl over in California. We can create our own. We had a lot of Bermudians who went historically black colleges, right? Have a bowl game between two of them. I thought a college bowl game would have been popping in Bermuda, but it never got done. I know in the Bahamas, they have the, or they used to have, I don't know if they still have it, the beginning of the college basketball season, they used to have a tournament at the Atlantis. I don't know if anyone knows they still have it, but those are events. These are things that we probably should be looking at to build on, because it's these events. And I'm trying to get you all to think big. Think about events that will give us, maximum exposure, that can help drive people to Bermuda. This is what it's about. Suzanne Ingham says, my friend and her mom had a perfect view from her house in the West End. And what did they think? How can we build on it? Tanya Cheeseman says, Special Olympic type of events. We've had Carifta Games. I think if the Special Olympic events can bring the revenue that Bermuda needs, this is business, folks. This is not about making people feel good. This is not about charity and stuff that's going to make us feel good, because feeling good only lasts for so long. Bermudians need big opportunities that are going to make life a bit easier. If the Special Olympics can do that for us, let's go. Let's do it. We need things that are going to create opportunities for entrepreneurs on the side of the roads to make money. Vendors. What are your thoughts, audience? How can we build on the success of the USATF and SailGP events? Think about it. The America's Cup, whether we liked it or not, for it or against it, it can be argued that these two events came out of that success because it proved and showed that Bermuda had the capacity to deal with sporting events. How can we build on these two events? Again, if I'm not mistaken, audience, if you're out there, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm not mistaken, I think both of these events are done in Bermuda as far as their current contracts. I'm pretty sure. But we need to build on, we need something. We need an injection into our economy. Where are the ideas? This is a Monday morning brainstorm session. I don't have the answers. That's why I'm asking you. And it's clear I'll go, but no, we're not talking bad about the government this morning. We're turning over a new leaf. It's Monday. Wait till tomorrow, Jamel. All right. Helene Swan said, Bruce Swan stated about having an HBCU classic. Yeah. I mean, think about where Bermudians traditionally have developed relationships, went to school. Utilize Bermudians in spaces overseas. Work with other destinations and jurisdictions and more than just big business and IB. Shika Rana said maybe an international marathon. Business marathon is huge in January. Well, we kind of had that international race weekend, right? We have that in January. We start with the 1 mile exciting thing on the Friday night. Then we have the, I think, 5 and 10K on the Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have the half marathon and marathon on the Sunday. So we kind of have that. It's really just about making it bigger. Investing in it. Now, I have heard, from people in that space that it's really about getting the best runners. Like, to be honest, you can go on any calendar and see it's a calendar. Is it runsignup.com or something? And people choose marathons around the world to go to. To me, I think Bermuda missed a big opportunity to support International Race Weekend in January. Now, I think Bahamas has one pretty much the same weekend, and it's so much going on. Are we still attracting the best athletes for that weekend? Because remember, the athletes are going to go where they get the biggest bag. Wherever the money is, that's where they're heading. But that's a perfect example, Sheikah. Thank you for that. International Race Weekend. We can build on that. Sean DeShield says hosting current and future sports tourism events should be determined by their overall economic impact. Absolutely. Not about our feelings or what may look good, but the overall economic impact. And even that's showing it has to be measured. We don't want any fancy, ridiculous reports by these accounting firms telling us, oh, it did this, it did that. Really? Well, my cousin over there ain't feeling it. Nor is my cousin over there. So we have to make sure that these fancy reports that are being done to share the economic impact are actually not feel goods to make certain folks look good, if that makes sense. Tiffany Painter says, when I left the grounds, all you could see was the Morgan's Bay houses with the trees, etc., overgrown. There's so much land there. You know, I had an idea back when Craig Kennan was premier, and I said to him, instead of building another hotel, why don't you create a space that encompasses Bermuda's own Hollywood and Silicon Valley up on that base area? Well, I don't know crap. I'm just a little black Jamal Hartman. What do I know? Right? But, you know, they went ahead with a hotel, and, you know, all those folks in the BTA that I was with thought I was hating and just being grumpy and miserable. And I was saying, so they're starting with the fractional units first, just like they did down in Flats, right? And we think a hotel is going to be built. Well, yeah, 2018. And they had me putting these videos out that said Ritz opening in 2018. I blame me. It was my negativity. I wasn't optimistic enough, folks. Or maybe I just saw through the bull. Ooh, I can't say that, can I? Hold on. I can say it. Where's that button to? Here it is. I just saw through the bull. Yeah, you get me. But anyway, we got to bring Maya in for Daily Hour News Break. Sean DeShield says NCAA women's basketball popularity is now in the spotlight and would be a great event to host in Bermuda. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's go to the, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to bring Maya in for Daily Hour News Break. And she's got an extended news break because did you all hear there was like a bomb threat last night? Yeah, apparently there was a bomb threat and the airport was shut down. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to drink some of my smoothie and be back in 2 minutes, 24 seconds with Maya and your Monday morning Daily Hour News Break. Stick with us.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's, I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
It took 14 days to build your business plan. 6 months to build the courage to leave your day job. 3 weeks to find the perfect location. It took 10 days to outfit your space just right. And 1 day before your first client walked in the door. All totaled, it took you a full year to get your business operational. And this is just the beginning. To the entrepreneurs, the risk takers, the people that shape our economic community, we salute you and are here for you every step of the way. BEDC, providing knowledgeable, progressive, professional, and innovative support to Bermuda businesses.
Noah's Ark, the largest and most trusted pet supply store for almost 30 years. Not only have you watched us grow, but we've grown together, keeping the needs of your pets first, offering advice and giving back to the community. Shop online, choose delivery, or visit us in Devonshire. And with the Egg Show in view, we will continue our yearly support and help you find everything you need for one of Bermuda's most favorite community events. See you soon.
All right, welcome back to the big show. Let's bring Maya in for the Daily O News Break.
Good morning. Good morning.
Greetings, MP. How are you?
You know, it's been quite a busy week just in Bermuda, and the news has been like piling on. So I'm feeling it, Jamal.
Yeah. You got that DND on your phone for a reason. Trust me, I get it. Like, do not disturb because she's always going. And last night, I mean, I guess your news just got extended. So did you get? I'm being serious when I'm at. Did you get any rest?
It's somewhat.
Do you see what she did, right, folks? Because I'm like, when I saw it come down, I'm like, oh, Maya's gonna be up all night because she doesn't. So she don't mind me saying it. So she doesn't just get the story. She's just not going to share it. She's now going to probably try to interview people and ask questions. That's how she does it. So I was just like, she's going to be up all night now. I'm not laughing at what took place. Let me be clear, folks. I just know Maya. And I was just like, she's going to be up all night trying to get information on what actually took place. Because with Maya, it ain't good enough to just get a press release and give it to you all. She wants to get information for you. So we appreciate it, Maya. But yeah, hopefully you get some rest.
Thank you, indeed. Well, good morning, everyone. This is your Daily Hour News Break brought to you by the great people at People's Pharmacy. So, as you know, British Airways halted their takeoff last night after receiving a bomb threat via email. Here's your story. The Bermuda Police Service confirmed that shortly before 9:30 p.m. yesterday, Sunday, they were notified by staff at the LF Wade International Airport of the threat. Now, officers were then dispatched to the Causeway and Kinley Field Road, which were both closed to vehicular traffic, while the airport building and its surrounding areas were searched by airport security. Now, I made contact with a passenger on the flight who shared their experience, saying, quote, "The plane had taxied from the gate and then stopped. Lights had come back on, and the captain/first officer came on and said that there was an engine issue. Then we got another update saying we had to leave our belongings and exit the plane quickly. Walked off the stairs and onto the airfield and had to line up away from the aircraft. Then the captain came over and announced on a loudspeaker that there had been a bomb threat, emergency vehicles and etc. around the plane and near to where we were gathered." End quote. Now, it was around midnight that the buses came to get the passengers, and they were waiting in the terminal for further updates. The passenger said that most people felt safe and no one seemed overly worried or anxious. They also confirmed that their belongings were still on the plane, and some people did grab passports and phones when exiting the plane, even though they were told to leave them behind. Now, at midnight, everyone was still in the terminal waiting for more information, and then around 12:15 a.m., they did get a notice saying that they did not want anyone to leave just yet. It wasn't until around 1 a.m. that they were letting people go home. However, the flight was delayed overnight, and they were told it would take 2 hours to get carry-on bags off the flight. Their checked luggage, however, was not coming off. At last update, British Airways sent notices to its passengers as seen on the screen.
I have so many thoughts on this. Number one is someone's in very big trouble. And number two, I appreciate, better safe than sorry in any case. Number three, I feel for the passengers. And this is why, because I think when stuff like this happens, we often think, oh, well, it's just people, we think most people travel for vacation, but we never know. Somebody might have had a medical appointment, might have had to get home for a medical to support someone in medical. We don't know. So I absolutely have sympathy for all involved in this, and whoever's responsible for it. I say this with no apology. I hope they're prosecuted to the full extent of the law. This is not something we should take lightly.
No, indeed. Like coming from the person who spoke to me, it just seemed like a very long just drawn out, like waiting to see what happened. But they did say the crew was friendly and like as good as they can be during this situation. Still a lot of questions raining in as to like who took lead points on this and, what's happened next. It has been quite an update yet, but police did direct us to talk to, the airport themselves, and as they have like main priority over the matter.
Indeed. Oh.
Right on. Well, meanwhile, as you are most likely aware, there have been a lot of recent gun violence happening around the island. The latest occurred on Friday, May the 3rd in the afternoon on Tribe Road number 5, Ord Road in Paget. And those who have any information about the incident, any of the shootings actually of recent, are asked to call the police as soon as possible. You can call 211, call the 295-0011, Crime Stoppers line, or again, just speak to someone that you know, an officer whom you know, who can relay these informations. Now, in regards to the recent shootings of 2024, I made a quick graphic just perceiving the perceptive of like all the shootings that happened throughout this year so far. So what you're looking at right now on this graphic is basically where the shootings occurred. Now, you'll see 11 pins, but there were 10 confirmed firearm shootings so far this year, and those are the ones in the red. The one that is black basically shows that at that moment in the area of Dockyard residence, there was a male wearing dark clothes who entered a private residence and brandished what was believed to be a firearm. So that one was not actually a confirmed incident of shooting, but the rest that you see in the middle area, heavy in Pembroke and then Paget next, is where most of the occurred gun violence has happened in Bermuda so far just this year. As I mentioned already, 10 in total. Now, 2 of them have actually had people have an injury. So the most recent on May 2nd, where we know that at least 4 people were shot. And then another was on March 10th, where 1 male sustained multiple gunshot wounds. In terms of the time frame of most of these, a lot of them happened during early 12:15 a.m., 12:55 a.m., a lot of those early times there. But some did happen in broad daylight, like 2 p.m. and 10:30 a.m. and also 4:22 p.m. So there isn't like a real consistency as to when these things are happening. In terms of most of them when they occurred, it was over the weekend, a lot of them on Sundays.
Wow, interesting. Thank you for that, Maya. Very interesting. Wow, I mean, you don't want to sound like a broken record and just say if you know something, if you see something, say something. But what I will say is if we all remain silent, then when or if something ever happens to us, no one's going to say anything either. And I'm sure we wouldn't want that.
Indeed, yeah, it does seem that the continued gun violence is like inexorable or impossible to prevent if the community or if persons don't share what they know with the police.
Yeah.
Now, in other news, you will recall Carry Genetics, the pioneering research company dedicated to bettering understanding the genetics of the Caribbean community. They are thrilled to actually announce that at the start of Cancer Research Month and Bermuda Heritage Month, the significant progress of its Caribbean breast cancer whole genome study, which I reported here on the Daily Hour for you guys about it being like the first ever done in the world. Well, here's some backstory and some more information on the research.
So the first thing is that this study is, to date, the purest Caribbean genetic study where all participants have 4 Caribbean grandparents. The closest study, you had to have just 1. This is also the most comprehensive Caribbean breast cancer study to date, as we did whole genome and epigenome, and is the first time that structural variants and methylation can be studied in general, but also within the region. Now some of the numbers. We found 17.6% of the patient group carried a variant in a cancer predisposing gene. This is compared to 5 to 10% that is reported in the US and the UK, and 14% in African populations. This makes us 3rd among other reported rates in the Caribbean, the top being Bahamas at 28%, and us just coming after Barbados at 17.8%.
Interesting. Good work, Dr. Weldon.
Yeah, so what we found out there is like there is a specific genome that is related specifically just to Bermuda as well, not just Caribbean, but like falling underneath those stats there being 3rd is quite significant for the island. Now she even went to just a little bit more detail as to what that kind of means and its relevance to us.
Now what's interesting is that the landscape of the genes causing breast cancer are unique to Bermuda. There are 2 times as less a roll of the known BRCA1 and BRCA2 variants as in our sister islands down south in the Caribbean. Genes related to DNA damage repair pathways appear to play a role, and this was not observed in the other 7 islands that were in that large study I just mentioned. This means we have novel findings that will help improve diagnosis and treatment in the future.
That's good.
Yeah, so looking at a lot of work that's being done there in karyogenetics, and she did mention that they will actually have a free public lecture at Bermuda College on May 18th at 2 p.m. So those who want to know more about this research are free to go. It'll also be virtual as well, so you could tap in there to just learn more about what they found out in this research.
Good stuff.
Meanwhile, in other news, the red tape reduction consultation deadline has been extended once again till May the 10th. You may recall the red tape reduction where the government is asking people of Bermuda to tell them what's wrong with the system, what should we do to fix it. Well, they said that to date, 80 submissions have been received, and they're going to keep it open for another week so that the community can give even more feedback. And you can go to forum.gov.bm to submit any more of your ideas for the consideration.
Yeah, we had that conversation on the show, folks. It was 35 when we had that conversation. Hopefully you all are sending in some constructive, things to be considered. Yeah.
Indeed. And now bringing it back to our news that we talked about a little bit this morning, let's see what they're saying for the USATF games in Bermuda. According to same-day data reports by NBC Sports, the Bermuda USATF Grand Prix, which was broadcast live on NBC and affiliates, achieved heightened global attention for Bermuda. According to same-day data reported by NBC Sports, the event, broadcasted live on NBC, achieved heightened global attention for Bermuda with an increase in viewership of 55% in the first hour and 132% over the entire show. This year's broadcast was up 20% from 2023, and the broadcast closed with a 0.77 rating, totaling 1.232 million viewers, indicating an exciting build-up to the Summer Olympic season. The event was the most viewed sports on Sunday outside of NBA, NHL playoffs, NASCAR, Sunday Night Baseball, and PGA, ultimately becoming the top-ranked event on an NBC Sports platform all weekend.
I mean, yeah. And now I guess my question is, what next, Bermuda? What next? As we were saying this morning, how do you build on that? How do we build on that?
Indeed, especially with the Olympics, this year. I mean, that was obviously a real crucial reason. A lot of people wanted to see people qualify and get there. So it feels like this would be the time to do anything that's related to sports, really, and track. That'll get that coverage, really. Now, closing out with some weather today. It's looking mostly sunny, actually. So we got becoming mostly sunny, a little bit of winds, but easing towards late afternoon. We got a high of 72 degrees today, and it's supposed to be looking like no real clouds in the sky. So hopefully it's one of those days that, just sticks well and is perfect for you.
Yeah. Real quickly, I just want to say, if you haven't seen it already, we actually have an entire 11-minute segment on our YouTube channel of Maya speaking with many Bermudians on the streets of Bermuda about the upcoming by-election, Sir John's return, but also general election, people's thoughts on the FDM. So if you haven't seen that video, please check it out. It should pique everyone's interest because, again, we're all so different in terms of where we are and how we think about things. And I think some things surprised me about the video. Some things really did surprise me, but I think there's, if you watch it, there's some things that we can take away and become better for it. So check out that video. It's on our YouTube channel. It's titled Sir John and FDM something. Hold on. Let me double check, folks. Let me just double check.
While he's checking, I could definitely say that going and walking along the streets of Bermuda and talking to people, I think a lot of people were shocked in the little preview that we posted and here on the show as well, that the young man who was 21 didn't know much about politics. But if you're listening closely, a lot of the older still didn't know what was going on too. It wasn't just a young man as well. Though some people were very engaged, they were. There was still, I think, more that still either didn't care, doesn't really look into politics, or didn't even clue in. A lot of people and everyone that we actually spoke to did not really know much about the Free Democratic Movement and whether or not, they had even come back or what their policies are, and which we are still waiting to hear. So as we do know, the by-election is on May 22nd. Right now we have 3 candidates in place, but we don't know. There could be someone coming up from FDM or even the All Women's Political Group who we still have yet to hear from, but that's still something to look out for. And even more people could probably run independent.
I forgot about that. When is the nomination day? Do you remember?
They haven't announced nomination day. I would share it with you if I
Okay.
had it, but I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it says Bermudians share their thoughts on Sir John and the FDM. So that's the title on YouTube. Bermudians share their thoughts. All right. Days of the year. Days of the year. Here we are. So we have the U.S.'s National Beverage Day, and then National Nurses Day, and then we have International No Diet Day.
Nurses Day?
Nurses Day. Okay. That seems safe. Nurses Day. All righty. The history of National Nurses Day is rich and full of significant milestones. The day celebrated on May 6 marks the beginning of National Nurses Week, which ends on May 12, Florence Nightingale's birthday. So who's Nightingale? Florence Nightingale's birthday. She's a pioneering figure in nursing. The American Nurses Association and other organizations mark this period with activities and tributes to honor nurses' dedication and hard work. And I think Bermuda actually announces their Nurse of the Year around this time too. So how to celebrate Nurses Day, folks? There are many reasons to celebrate Nurses Day. Nurses make significant contributions to our health and well-being, often going above and beyond the call of duty. Feast their hearts and tummies. Why not throw a surprise food bash that speaks to every nurse's soul? The night shift deserves love too. Remember, the superheroes who work while the world sleeps need love as well. So plan a sneaky operation to deliver midnight snacks. Make sure they're healthy. Laughter is the best medicine. Here's an idea. Gather some intel and prepare personalized gifts that tickle the funny bone, whether it's a joke that brings out a hearty laugh or a gift card bouquet. And digital round of applause. Take to social media and shine a light on the remarkable stories of nurses who make a difference every day. So, everyone's been posting about Drake and Kendrick Lamar this weekend. Why not just say, you know what? Write one post and say, sending love to all the nurses around the world. Thank you for what you do.
Indeed.
Social media posts. Real quickly, I don't have a joke for you today.
Yes, thank you.
What was that?
Just
things. Oh, okay. Oh, look, we got a mug in his. Where'd you get a mug from?
Well, since I haven't gotten a daily hour one yet, big up to Power Girl, Patrina O'Connor for actually getting me.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna get it on your level. Audience, has Maya given you a mug yet? Nope. Okay, me neither. Props to you, Maya. Thank you so much. But I want to continue once you go off the conversation about what we were just discussing. There's so many things in what you were just saying. The bomb threat, the number of shootings, and I just hope that people are not reacting the same to the shootings that we tend to do with the collisions on our roads. What I mean by that is, with the collisions, there's so many, but we only seem to pay attention when there's a life loss, if that makes sense. So my hope is that we're not reacting the same to the shootings, like, well, no one died and we just move on. You get me?
Yeah, I understand you completely. Last night when I was going through the research of like just finding and confirming most of the shootings happened in Bermuda, I as well was just looking at all the, recent collisions as well for 2024. A lot of them multiple collision, like pileups, like serious collision, like 4 vehicles, 3, several, like, at a time, serious injuries as well resulting from them. And again, 2024. And yes, I report them here on the show. And sometimes the police don't even get all of them out there because they don't know about all of them as well. But we have gotten to a point where it's definitely dangerous.
Do we? I mean, I don't know if this has been discussed before in any forum, but what are those things called where people in the community, they turn in guns without prosecution? Is it like called a gun amnesty?
I know what you're talking about, but no, I don't.
Well, I mean, do you think something like that would work in Bermuda?
It's worth a shot. Anything that can help get things off the roads, off islands, out of the community is worth a shot.
Audience, what are your thoughts? Do you think, I'm saying a gun amnesty, I don't know if that's what it's called, but do you think something like to get behind the community, support people to, turn these illegal guns into the authorities without prosecution. Do you think something like that could work? Do you think, because it might come down to trust. Don't know. They say they won't do anything, but I don't know. I remember it was a Family Matters episode many years ago where they did that, and it was the first time I saw it. Yes, Suzanne Ingham says yes. Gun amnesty. It's been done before. It's been done in Bermuda. Really? Rosalind, they said it's been done before. I don't remember that. So it was done before. Did they get any guns? Like, were there any turned in? I don't remember that, Maya. Let us know. Were there any? Oh, it was for weapons. Suzanne Ingham said weapons. But okay. I wonder if there's one specifically for guns, though. I do wonder, and I wonder if something like this should be considered again, because what we witnessed last week, it's bad, folks. It's bad. It's been bad. It's been bad. It's been bad. So, would you be in support of another? Like, do you believe it could work? Maya, you got to go, don't you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just looked up a story here. This was in 2014, coming from the World Gazette, though. So 10 years ago, but a Bermudian pastor has offered his church as a neutral venue for gun amnesty. The Reverend Leonard Santucci, pastor at the AME's Vernon Temple in Southampton, said that even if his proposal failed to get official sanction, he was prepared to accept firearms at his church or even collect them from people's homes. Dr. Santucci said that he had been involved in a successful gun buyback program while serving in a church in East Orange, New Jersey. So yeah, it was obviously something that was thought of, or at least tried to be done 10 years ago through the church.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll definitely continue the conversation. But audience, let us know. Yes or no? Do you agree? Yes or no? Do you think that a gun amnesty should be considered in 2024? If 2014, that's 10 years. Yeah. Do you think gun amnesty can work today? Yes or no? You think it could work, Maya?
I couldn't quite say, Jamal.
Yeah. I
think every idea is worth pursuing. Especially with the amount of gun violence that we're having right now on the island.
Okay. Well, you have a wonderful day, MP.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Thank you. All right, audience. Let us know, yes or no. Do you think a gun amnesty could help reduce gun violence in Bermuda? Just a quick yes or no. Yes or no. Do you think gun amnesty, if held today in Bermuda, could help reduce the gun violence? Yes or no? What are your thoughts? I just don't know if there's trust enough for people to want to, if they know that they have something illegal. I don't think they trust enough to do it. Dexter Smith says a gun amnesty was in early 80s. Lots of weapons turned into police. On today's evidence, it has not worked. But how can we make it work? Like, how can we get it to work? What can we do? Is it a trust thing why it's not working? Like, why something? I know we give awards for people when it comes to turning in, like, I guess, criminal behavior, people who are guilty of criminal behavior. But I mean, do we have the same system for people who maybe they see a weapon and they want to turn it in? Like, what can we do? I think we need, as a community, to get guns off the streets of Bermuda. We've got to do something. WKD Lama says, don't believe an amnesty would make a difference. They can just as easily destroy them themselves. Also, with an amnesty, it may prevent crimes that have been committed with those guns being resolved. I don't know. Let's give it some thought. Let's give it some thought, audience. Let's give it some thought. What can we do? What we can't do is continue what we've been doing. We can't. It's not a good space to be. Our community needs to feel safer. Remember what Teo said the other day. Teo Dill said on Friday on this show. You hear so many Bermudians, you see them typing and speaking about gun violence and mass shootings across the United States. He shared with you the numbers. You're more likely to get shot in Bermuda than in the US. But apparently that's not a wake-up call. What gives for a community so small and to some very intimate? Let's take our final break. We'll come back, Daily Play, and we will wrap it up after this message. Stick with us.
All right, here we go.
Considering the increasing challenges faced by financial institutions exasperated by market volatility, the need for insurance protection is a critical component of the risk management framework. At Friesenbrook, our priority is to safeguard your assets with the most optimal and cost-effective risk management cover. Therefore, we deliver a full suite of competitive insurance products to protect your business. Call us on 296-3600 to learn more about our broking services.
Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Pair with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear. You can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
All right, welcome back to the Big Show. Thanks again to every last one of you for your continuous support and engagement. If you've appreciated this morning's discussion and news break, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you're sharing these conversations with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Thanks again to the BAC Group of Companies, Medicals, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we can have these conversations with you on a regular basis. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, it's a Who Said It. The first person to answer this question correctly on my screen will be the first person entered into this week's draw. All right. All right. Here's the quote. Oh. This seems like it's about me. All right. Quote. I've learned that even when I have pains, I don't have to be one. End quote. Who said it? A famous Black woman poet. Oh, all right. Someone got it. Someone got it. Karen Simmons, you are the first name entered into this week's draw. Everyone who's responded got it. It is Maya Angelou. So Karen Simmons, we will put your name up there. I think, Karen, you said that you never really win anything, and then the Daily Hour, you win everything, it seems. We're happy for that. You know, we want you to win. We want everyone to win. So congratulations to you being the first person eligible. And don't forget, folks, that idea I thought of on the air earlier. If you know someone who you believe is a great mother or guardian and you want to celebrate them this Mother's Day, go to our Contact Us page on the Daily Hour. Just put Mother's Day honoree and just write a paragraph, couple of sentences as to why this person deserves a day of pampering. I'm sure I'll get approved to give a gift card to somebody. We'll give it away on Friday. All right. So if you know someone who, goes above and beyond and as a mother, and there's so many awesome mothers that I know. Every mother I know is awesome. Actually, I don't know any bad mothers, but yeah, reward someone. So just go to our Contact Us page on thedailyhour.com, write in the the subject line, Mother's Day honoree, and tell us why this person deserves some additional love on Mother's Day. And we will tell you which story resonates the most with our team and reward that person on Friday. Now, hopefully this person is someone who tunes into the Daily Hour. Why? Because we want to reward our audience. We want to make sure that people in our audience are rewarded for their contributions to our community conversations that, as of Saturday, we have celebrated 4 years of. That 4 years means so much to me because it means that you, us, no matter if you started watching recently in the last 4 months, last year, last 2 years, or if you've been with us from the start, the fact that you show up to have these important, engaging community conversations means so much, not just for myself or my colleagues on this show, but truly for our community. That said, as far as today goes, thank you, Maya, for providing the additional context to the numbers of what the USATF meant for Bermuda on television. I think that these events have been good for Bermuda as far as exposure. How do we turn that exposure into heads and beds now? How do we make it work for our economy? How do we grow on this? How do we attract bigger events? I think Sean DeShields said earlier, he mentioned the NCAA women's basketball being popular now in the spotlight. It would be a great event to host in Bermuda, right? We may not be able to have the big bowl games. Let's focus on some small bowl games. May not be able to host bigger events, right? But we can probably host training events and preseason events. But we have to think big. We have to think beyond our size. I understand that. I had a conversation with someone the other day, and I'm no longer surprised by people because, again, I give people grace. We think the way we do. Most of us think the way we do because we're products of our environment. But what we all forget is, while being products of our environment, we don't have to be. We don't have to remain who we are or where we are. So we've got to think big. And as Sean DeShields said earlier, whatever events we do think about and consider, we have to ensure that they have some sort of economic impact that benefits Bermuda and Bermudians. All right. Well, your quote I'm going to leave you with, your daily inspiration, is that Maya Angelou one. Quote, I've learned that even when I have pains, I don't have to be one, end quote. You don't have to be a pain, folks. You don't have to be a pain. All right. That said, thanks again, folks. If you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we can do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. I am out. Peace.